Hi, welcome in. So, I heard you want to get your brows done. Yeah, we can absolutely do that for you. Is there anything that in particular that you are looking for today? Okay. Yeah, we can totally clean that up for you. If you're having a little bit of trouble figuring out what exactly you're looking for, I have this sheet right here, which I believe will help you kind of narrow it down. So I'm gonna go over this with you. But first I wanted to ask, do you have any sensitivities to wax? No? Okay, that's good, not that you know of. And have you ever gotten your eyebrows done before? Okay, a few years ago, you've been doing it yourself? Right, okay. No, I completely understand wanting to come back and get it, reshaped a little bit. So I'm gonna show you the different styles that we can do here. So the first style is just a rounded brow shape. So as you can see, it starts a little low and then it dips up and then it comes back down. So that's one of the styles, very popular brow style. The second one is a flat brow. So if you're interested in this one, it is just, as the title suggests, it is quite flat. It does not have much of an arch compared, as you can see, compared to the rounded brow. There is quite an arch going on there, right? Okay. And then if you wanted, we could also go into a soft angled brow, and that's just a nice angle. So it's gonna be a little more arched than the rounded brow. It's gonna go quite high and then dip down at the end, but it's gonna be quite a soft incline rather than something too hard compared to the hard angled brow, which we can see here, and how it goes up and then it kind of comes down quite harshly, but on certain features it does look really, really good. So that's another option. It would suit your features, yes. You do have the right face shape for it. So honestly, you have a face shape which would suit most of these brow shapes, so you could probably get away with any of them, really. So the next one that we're going to look at is the straight brow. So the straight brow is similar to the flat brow, but it's just much more straight than the flat brow. The flat still has a little bit of a curve down there, if you can see that, whereas the straight one just goes right across and there's really no wiggle room for an arch there. You can really just see the tail end of that creating a little bit of a shape. But yeah, overall it's quite static, but this is a really, really popular brow shape, especially in Asia. And I think it would also suit your face. You have such an interesting face shape. I really do think it can suit even rounded and straight brow shapes, which is really rare. And then the next shape that we could go for you would be the thin round brow. This would be more of a older style, something that was more popular in the 80s and the 90s particularly. So if you wanted more of a retro style, even though that's quite recent, but like a Y2K kind of style, this might be a good one for you. Okay, and then we could also go with the thick round style, which is basically almost the exact same, but just a thicker version of the thin round brow. So if you're not looking for that much taken off, we can absolutely do the thick round version. And then we have a little bit of some fun brows over here, little fun options. So first we have Diva. So if you're looking to be like snatched, you might want the Diva brow, and not many people go for this option, I will be quite honest with you, but I do think it would really spice up your look. I truly do think that. And I think you have the face to pull it off. You do. So, yeah. If you want to be a diva and you're looking for that drama, we can absolutely do that for you. But if you're not really looking for something that intense, we can go a little bit softer here with the 2020 anime brow. So if you're looking for something a little more cartoonish, this would be the perfect style for you, okay? So basically we just shave off the entire brow except for the first portion of it, the base of the brow right here, and then we just shape the end to be like a little teardrop shape, if that makes sense. And this was very, very popular in 2020 around COVID. If you remember, it was all over social media, and a lot of cosplayers would have this type of brow, but I have seen it making a resurgence, so I do have customers coming in and wanting this. So if you are interested in this, I can absolutely do this for you, okay? All right, and then the final option, which I actually do get quite a few customers wanting this, is just no brow. So if you're looking just for a clean slate, I can absolutely just take off all of your brow, okay? I can just wax it completely off, and it'll be gone for quite a few weeks, and then in your own time you can go ahead and take a razor and just, you know, shave off when it starts growing back if you want to keep that shape, or lack of a shape, for lack of better words. But yeah, a lot of people want no brow when they're looking for, you know, like just a reason to draw on if you want to draw on your brows and create your own shapes using makeup, then you might want to have no brow at all, and I can absolutely do that for you. So it really is just a matter of opinion and what kind of shape you're looking for today, okay? So do any of these shapes interest you at all? Okay, we can do that. Yeah, so, okay, right. Oh yeah, that's gonna look so good on you. Like, you don't have to worry. That's gonna look amazing. Yeah, so we can absolutely do that. Okay, all right. Let me get you actually to just turn your head for me, okay? I'm gonna turn your head and just check your eyebrows from the side, because I just want to see and just make sure that this is gonna be a good shape for you. I do this for all of my clients because I want to make sure that they leave very satisfied with their brow shape that I've given them. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the other side and let's see. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll put you back right here. Okay. Alright, so I am going to actually start off by just giving you a little bit of a disinfectant. Okay? And it's also a makeup remover, so I'm just gonna spritz that on your face. Okay? And then I'm just gonna wipe off the brow area. And okay. Perfect. Alright, so now that your brow area is disinfected, we can go ahead and move on to marking up the area. So I'm going to grab a little marker. I'm just going to put little dots on your face, basically, and it's going to feel a little silly, but I'm basically marking up how I want the shape to go, and then I can start working away at it, okay? Okay, so I'm going to just start off by marking your brow. Okay. I need you to stay really still, okay? Let me go turn on a lamp so that I can see a bit better, okay? Okay. Dot there. Just gonna... right at the base of your brow, I'm just gonna do a little mark. Good. Okay, and then I want to do where your arch will go. So I'm gonna do a little handy trick where you go like this. So I'm gonna place it on your nose and then go intersect it through your eye pupil, and then wherever the angle lines up is where you want your arch to be. So okay, so I'm gonna put that right there, and then we're going to just see where the end of your eye lines up with your nose. The angle should be where your brow ends. So we're just going to do the exact same thing, but we're just going to line up based off of the end of your eye. Okay, and it's right there. Alright, and then we're going to do the other side. So I'm just going to put that right here. Angle that. Okay, and then finally, going to put at the end of your eye, and I'm just going to put that right there. Okay, now that I have you all marked up, I'm going to start heating up the wax. I'm just gonna put that on your brow, okay? You can close your eyes if you want. Some people like to just have their eyes closed at this part because some people don't like when things get close to their eyes, but feel free to do whatever makes you most comfortable. Then I'm just gonna go right down the middle and then just shape around a little bit. This is kind of just the rough estimate of how your brows will turn out. The shape, I'm just kind of doing a very rough shape of them. Okay. And then we just gotta get this eye underneath, like right here. Just gonna... Good. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the wax now. It might feel a little bit painful, a little bit uncomfortable, okay? But it's just only going to last like a few seconds and then it'll be fine, okay? Alright, ready? I'm gonna start with this little middle piece here. Okay, good. And then going to... Okay. Go up here now. Good. 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 Oh. Okay. Then on this side. Okay, that's painful. I'm just gonna press on it. Okay, is that better? Okay. And then just gonna go underneath. Okay, I'm just gonna press on it. This side seems to be a bit more painful for you. Everyone has sides that are a little more painful. Okay. And then just need to get the tail end over here. And over here I missed a spot. Okay. Good. Alright. So I'm just gonna let you just cool down a little bit because I know that that was pretty intense. And yeah, I'm gonna start working on just tweezing the fine details and starting to create that shape for you, okay? Awesome. Okay, so these are the tweezers that I like to use. They're quite long, but it's just to help me with my precision, okay? Alright, they're just regular tweezers. Okay, so I'm just going to start tweezing a few hairs, okay? Okay. So you usually do your own eyebrows? And how come you decided to get them professionally done? Out of curiosity, since I know that so many people do their brows, you know, at home, just curious. Okay. Right. You felt like the shape was getting a little out of hand. I understand. It is really hard to do your own eyebrows, or your own, basically anything to do with your appearance. It's hard to do it when you see your face every day. It's hard to kind of imagine different shapes on your own face. So yeah, it's definitely really helpful to get a professional opinion. Okay. Good. Okay, so next I'm going to take this brow brush and I'm going to be brushing your brows, okay? Just to make them more in place for when I tweeze them. It's definitely looking really good so far. Good. Okay, that looks really good. Alright. I'm going to go in with a razor and just going to do a little bit more of a precise shape, precise line for your brow, okay? So just going to there we go. Okay. Okay. Just gonna get right over here. Good. And then on this side, I'm just gonna... Good. And then I just want to get under your brow a little bit. Perfect. Okay, I think that's good for now. Where did I put that cap? I lost it for now. Okay. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So, next thing we're gonna go in and do is I'm gonna use another little brow brush, okay? Sorry about that. And I just wanna just work on the shape a little bit more. I'm seeing a spot that I did not tweeze too well, so I'm gonna go in one more time with my wax. Okay. Just let that cool down a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna tweeze a couple of stragglers that I'm seeing over here. Okay. And then I'm just gonna it's ready, grab it and oh, it's not going well. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. There we go. Okay. All right, look at that shape. That is looking gorgeous. That's looking gorgeous. Okay. You're basically done. The only thing that I want to do is a little bit of color, just so you can see what it looks like when I fill in the sparse areas, okay? I'm just gonna fill in the sparse areas for you. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go on this side and do the exact same thing. Perfect. All right. It's a little bit more there. Okay. Okay. That is looking stunning. So the final thing I want to do, I'm so disorganized today. I'm going to grab my brow gel and then I'm going to sweep up your brows and just put them in place so that they are ready for the rest of the day. And then you are free to go. Okay, so let me grab my brow gel. So this is the brow gel that I like to use. It is by NYX and this has been my trusty brow gel. So I'm gonna go in with this one. Get the excess off first. I'm just gonna put this in place. Have you ever used a brow gel before? No? Okay. Well, you might want to pick one up at the drugstore just because I find that it does help keep your brows in place, right? For the rest of the day. You do have thicker brows. Have you ever noticed that they get kind of unruly and just kind of all over the place sometimes by the end of the day? Right. So, yeah, this kind of just helps with that. Let me just put a little bit more. And yeah, so you are done. And yeah, it should stay for about, the wax should stay for about 2 weeks before you start noticing some noticeable hair that you might have to, trim, tweeze, or shave off. But yeah, you can absolutely come back at any point if you want like a touch-up, and I can do that for you, okay? Yeah, do you want to go see what your brows look like? Perfect, yeah. So if you look right there in that mirror, and just let me know if you think that it, looks all good for you. Awesome, so you love it? Good. Okay, so thank you very much for coming in. I hope to see you soon, and make sure to pick up that brow gel at the drugstore. Okay. Bye.